And welcome to this edition of the Native News Update on this Monday, June 25th. I'm your host for today's program, Paul DeMain. And many of the stories we read here can also be found at our website at IndianCountryNews.com. And here are some of those news stories for the day. Today, in a 5-4 decision, the United States Supreme Court rejected a Montana case challenging United Citizens, or Citizens United, the same 5 conservative justices who swept away decades of case law defining corporations as a person with unlimited freedom of speech rights. When the rule first came down in Citizens United, and since elections in the United States have been defined by super PACs and billionaires pouring millions of dollars into attack ads to protect the agenda of their anonymous donors, or in some cases just making plain huge donations, including a record $32 million, some in $500,000 increments to get Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker reelected in a recall. Even the 4 dissenting judges in the Supreme Court saw the corrosive power of this decision. As Justice Breyer writes, thus, Montana's experience, like considerable experience elsewhere since the court's decision in Citizens United, casts grave doubt on the court's supposition that independent expenditures do not corrupt or appear to do so. The Montana decision is considered to be one of the most important decisions of this session, with only the Affordable Health Care Act, which includes funding for the Indian Health Services, awaiting a ruling by the court now. Last week, the court knocked down pieces of an Arizona legislative act governing immigration, mirroring a decision by President Obama last week to quit deporting young immigrants who have grown up in the United States. A Texas-based freelance journalist has been missing for a month after crossing into Mexico to capture photographs of a shooting, according to the Knight Center for Journalism in the Americas. A month has passed since freelance photojournalists from Texas working in Mexico has been heard from, reported the television station Fox 29 of San Antonio the night of Thursday, June 21st. Freelancer Zane Plemons was staying in a hotel in the border city of Nuevo Laredo when he left to take photos of a shooting. The hotel's receptionist told the journalist's sister Lizanne Sanchez. Zane Alejandro Plemons Rosales, who has dual U.S. and Mexican citizenship, was working for the Mexican newspaper El Debate at the time of his disappearance. Because of the intense wave of violence, newspapers in the city of Nuevo Laredo have stopped publishing stories about organized crime. In 2011, a journalist in Nuevo Laredo was decapitated after reporting anonymously via social media about organized crime. Zane Alejandro Plemons Rosales is a freelance writer who has published regularly in Canada, the U.S., and Mexico. Zane is a dual citizen and a member of the Iowa tribe of Kansas and Nebraska. He is multilingual and was educated in 3 countries, traveling North America extensively, leading to his varied works. A tour of the Fond du Lac Reservation in northern Minnesota, just east of Duluth, shows extensive damage to the infrastructure of the reservation road system, to the 170,000-acre reservation, with still 13 roads still closed down this weekend from last week's torrential downpours. Left some areas with 10 inches of rain, sparking flash flooding from Duluth all the way up North Shore to Canada. Several Fond du Lac Reservation communities were evacuated during the height of the storm because of access issues, with bridges and culverts washed completely out in some places when emergency stay-at-home orders were directed to the entire region. You needed some patience in some areas getting around the next few days, with high water on roads, yards, and shoulders of roads awaiting repair. Local media reported that only 110 residents of the Duluth region had flood insurance. Those lacking insurance included homes on the side of the hills of Duluth and residential areas 25 to 50 feet above the flow of local rivers, who never thought they would need to worry about a basement full of water. Some rivers are not expected to crest until midweek this week. Landslides, cave-ins, eruption of sewer systems, and washouts of retaining walls, including some recently built by the Fond du Lac tribe at Nagaajiwanaang Park on Big Lake, where the language immersion camp were reported throughout the region. And Dr. Arne Vainio had the task this last week at the Nagaajiwanaang Language Immersion Camp on the Fond du Lac Reservation of entertaining participants, many of them young adults, with presentations on science, including pressure and suction, gases, and other simple examples of complex issues about ratios, mathematics, and the such. Hard enough to bring it down a little bit at a time to a kid level, but even harder if you're trying to translate a doctor's presentation into Ojibwe. Brake shoe pressure plates, sucky things on octopuses, and other terms rarely heard in the Ojibwe language not only make the presentation fun, challenging, but risky. Hundreds of sucky little things clamping on a clam. Let's watch a little bit of the dialogue with Dr. Vainio and a translator, Ted Oshawi, who did a wonderful job of translating at times, keeping a straight face.
So, and if you look at these little suction cups, you know, everybody's played with these things, but suction cups have a lot of power.
And that's how we would say suction cups.
Well, how's that?
Yeah, you got it.
And when these two cups are together,
and
we just squeeze them.
Just squeeze it.
Yeah, so they're squeezed. Okay, so now the pressure. Okay, so now the only pressure is on the outside of these things, and if you look at the surface area of this, and calculate this, there's close to 100 pounds of pressure holding these things together. And these are little lifter things. If you peel them from the side, you can get these open. But if you pull them straight apart, these are so strong that don't pull from the hooks, pull straight apart from the centers. Yeah, just like that. Pull straight apart from the centers. Okay, and don't pull from the hooks.
Show us what hold it
up in the air.
Show us.
Just keep passing here. We'll do another one. Pass this one. And I bent these little hooks just so nobody would get stabbed on them. So, get some of the line with that. Okay, again, so when you pull, you want to pull right from the center.
Right, so just try to pull and pass it on. And these things are, you know, so the pressure holding those things together is almost 100 pounds. You know, if you slide them or slip them, they'll come apart. How do you say slide them?
But if you pull them straight, there's not anybody here that can pull them apart. Not even Ted. So, you know, so where do we find suction cups in nature? Do we find those anywhere? So frogs, correct. So frogs, you ever see frogs? They're stuck in the window, they're stuck in our deck door every night, these big frogs. What's the Ojibwe word for octopus?
Octopus, there. Word for octopus.
So an octopus, if you look at an octopus, it has hundreds of suction cups. So it grabs a hold of things, shells and clams and oysters and stuff like that. And a starfish, same thing. A starfish eats oysters.
Starfish eats oysters. So, you
You know, the oyster is this muscle inside this really powerful shell, and nobody can open an oyster either because they're so strong. It's like an alligator.
Hogging Tom Rick. Apetjes on ek taga sigigi de Tomski kiini ne.
So, you know, if you
Aja on no ena nin gabochi tutte hingigi toinen kanas nung yani snabe mon.
if you look at an animal like an alligator, you can almost hold its mouth from opening. If you ever see dumb guys that
So hokka tigine big.
Yeah, Kadiganabik is an alligator.
Yeah.
Everybody can try to say that word. Oh, Kadiganabik.
Hokka tigine big is a word for alligator. Hokka tigine big.
so, but you know, but they're really powerful closing.
Aja hoga apetjim skain jige yogia ot kiki bucket tonen yot.
Yep, an oyster or a clam or anything is real powerful closing. And a starfish hits those suction cups all the way around the outside of that.
Oegi gon gatte si mat ki at kiki si bas got ye gatte si nang ye apetjim skai si magat.
So an oyster or a clam that a starfish is going after is closed like this. And the starfish comes on top of it, comes creeping along, and it gets all suction cups all over the outside of that thing.
And that is another roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Native News Update. Thank you for joining with us, and come back again soon.